That launched faster than I thought it would. Well, we were back with more of NASCAR Racing 1, or the original NASCAR Racing from Papyrus, 1994 season with the updated, well, filled out roster, more than just what the game had initially, and a couple extra tracks that weren't in the original game, so we got the full schedule. And let me switch my stream stuff to the right chat. That would help. There we go. Now I can see both YouTube and Twitch. But we're at Dover. We got a few races left in the season. I think 7 races left. So we're gonna do 4 this stream and 3. Hang on, let me check actually. Oh no, wait. We've got 4 this stream because Dover's included in that, and then 3 the next stream, and then we'll finish out the season. So let's double check the ace setup is loaded, and let's go qualify. Oh, you know what would help is for me is if I had sound on. That'd be helpful. So I know when I'm about to blow the motor by not shifting, perhaps. Excuse me. And, oh gosh, the fresh tire slippiness. Do not forget how slip-slidey cold tires are in this game. I have to scoot my pedals over. I'm a little offset. Or my wheel, one of the two. Yeah, I think my wheel actually would be better to... Oh god! Okay. We're gonna mulligan because I'm offset. Green flag, green flag! Yeah, I felt very off-center there. Alright, and let's also load up my phone, make sure. So I know if the stream crashes, since last stream it did crash at one point, just like I just crashed. Okay. And I know there's real racing tonight. Or I think there's real racing tonight, I'm pretty sure. And that's fine. Because you guys could all... Oh my god. You guys could always watch this after the fact. If you're not here live, that's fine too. I still think it's funny in this game though, seeing the Unicol 76 balls as the number 65. Because I think in NASCAR 2 they're the 76 balls. So to me, like, my memories are more on the sequel to this game because I spent way more time on that one. And so it's like seeing a different number in those is so jarring to me still. I keep forgetting that it's, you know, they just threw a different number in it. That was a sketch lap, and that was a slow. Well, you know what? It wasn't that. It wasn't. I was right there. Only a couple. 0.2 of a mile an hour. Okay. Well, we're starting last. This is our second trip to Dover. I do not remember how the first trip to Dover went at all. I just gotta remember to take it easy on new tires here and in traffic the first couple laps, and then we can race a little harder. The outside is really checking up. So did the bottom there. Right, well, we still snuck a couple spots out of it. Granted, I'm not trying to take super advantage of them checking up. It's so sketch the first couple laps anyway on cold tires. Maybe we should put that screen up more often, the tire temps. Get a better idea of what the reasonable range is before they stop being so loose. I think it's really like once you get some of the tires over like 170, 180, which is now, I think it's when it starts to drive okay. Alright, so we got a long way to go if we're going to get through traffic, but it's 75 laps. That's quite a decent number of... Oh god, I didn't think I was far enough alongside of him for him to give me the bottom, but I was. Yeah, 75 laps here. Plenty of time if if we race okay and keep the tires on. I think that was actually, I think this is one of the tracks where I overheated them and then ran really poorly because of it. So because of that, and just because of how this game does tire temps in general, I'm going to try to brake a little bit on the straightaways and take it just a little bit easier on tires in this race than I normally would. Just kind of methodically try to work through traffic slowly and steadily. Be really gracious, not gracious, but oh gosh, just light on my wheel inputs. Maybe a little too light there, but we're passing. Also wait just a smidge longer on full throttle. Just again, trying to keep the tire temps in a nice range where they don't really kill the tires right away in our grip level. Yeah, see, I can attack the entry way more and really shouldn't. I'm trying to make up our time in the center of the corner. Back up the entry, focus on center to exit. And that should keep the tires a little happier than normal. Dive down there if he seemed committed to the bottom. He went to the middle anyway. Oh. Pushed a little. I'm still pushing. You gotta be very wary of, as you guys have seen in this series, very wary of contact. A partial throttle though keeps the car rolling, keeps the center speed good here. I think that's kind of the trick to this track on this game at least. Although I mean I think you could apply that to Dover a lot of the time, is just keeping the center speed reasonable and just rolling that middle pretty smooth. I mean rolling, usually you say rolling when you're off the throttle, which we're not doing. I'm getting back on it. Yeah, I think as long as we keep the right front under like 225, I think. Honestly, right where it's at, where it's getting up to 220, I think that's kind of the sweet spot temp-wise. Anything more than that, we're risking overheating it a bit. Although that said, at this pace of chilling the tires, we're not really going anywhere. Not losing anything. We're not gaining either. Just kind of maintaining with the main pack. I probably ran in a little too hard there, yeah. Be smoother on my acceleration, see if that helps a little. Okay, so yeah, not quite as fast as we want to be, but the tire temps are happier at that range. Maybe the AI will have some later fall off or something. I mean, you can see they're all very similarly paced, as we've seen the AI at a few tracks here before. I ran a really bad corner and now I overheated the right front. Or, well, not overheated, but got it back up to the temp. Just trying to keep it just under. 220 is where I want it, but if it's at 220 when I'm exiting 2, it's going to be 221 when I get out of 4 probably, if I run the same pushing it level. See, now it's 221, so I'm if I run the pace I feel like I should be running, it's gaining a degree every corner. Didn't that time. I don't know. Well, I'll do this a little more and see how it goes. Like I said, we got a lot of laps, but we're not going anywhere, so we're We're just under the pace we need to be to move forward. But we're just under the pace that would abuse the tires too much, and we know how that. I think that's how this last race went for Dover. Is that I abused the right, like I moved forward, I abused the right front, and we fell way back, way fast, and struggled, and I think we ended up wrecked then eventually or something. But see now, right front was up to 223. It just keeps climbing if you run it that little bit. Oh, I think Terry Labonte just DNF'd. I still wonder if I accidentally shut like car smoke off in this game, or if the first one never had it and I misremember. But see, now we're losing ground. It's like they got a little faster, or I fell off a little to keep the temps. Attack that entry or that exit. I'm gaining a couple degrees. I don't know what to do. Maybe at AI percentage 100 and the ace setup without touching it, it's just not viable to go fast enough and manage the tires here at the same time. Driving one, that's not helping any. It's like I could definitely run it a lot faster than this, but it's just gonna abuse them. Although they're pulling away anyway, so I don't know. It's either stick to this and hope that they start to fall off, or push it and I know I'm gonna fall off. I don't know what's worse. Watching everyone pull away is not... When I know I can go faster, watching people pull away is like just grating. Let's see if I can just find a little bit of speed without abusing them more. A little bit tighter angle. It's so precise. It's for such an old game that you can play with a keyboard. It's just so precision based about being smooth and on your inputs and everything to keep your temps reasonable. But I mean, that right front's getting just a tiny bit hotter every couple laps. AI behind us is not able to make the move because we're not washing up the hill, and they're not aggressive enough to pass here in this game. So we're just kind of holding up the show. I don't know. They don't seem like they have any fall off at this track. I've seen them. I mean, we've seen them in the series change pace over the course of a run. I forget what track it was, but what tracks it's been. But there's a couple tracks I know that the later in the run we did better than early in the run. It's like, what's my 146? Or no, that's the average. We gotta look at it when it comes up. So 149.9 speed wise. Actually, what is that versus the average? 147. That seemed like I was pushing it, and now I'm losing spots. Oh, no, not yet. Is 147 really the average? I mean, I guess the first lap was up to speed and out of control, but the average should have been up. Yeah, okay, that was slow because we washed up. So let me do another smooth one. Although we think a 149.9 is the smooth, and then I'll try to push it for a lap without washing up the hill. Hopefully, just give it a little bit extra and see what sort of speed we can get. Oh no, now it's 147.9. How the heck did I do the 149 if I did 147? Because I could get in the throttle there and go. I mean, that's way faster. It's gonna abuse the tires. Yeah, it's way faster. Oops. You can see the right front went up to 226 there out of turn 2. And they've caught right back up to me anyway. The one's where's behind me, I forget. Is Andretti? I always forget. Yeah, it's Andretti. Oh, as I missed turn 1. Rama, kitten. Come on up the chair for no reason. It does seem like, though, if I push it a lap or two, and then I take it easy a lap or two, they do kind of, well, it's back up now, but it can kind of come back down to temp, but I'm losing overall pace, even my slow laps have to be slower. I wonder if, what if I do that sort of angle out? That should be more speed, but not as abusive on the tires, because I had less wheel input while on the throttle. And definitely had a faster exit. That line seemed way more viable. Although it's much easier to mess up the next corner entry. Honey, can you try to get the cat? Never mind. She was walking by my feet. Yeah, they're so much faster than me. Maybe 100% is just a little too high for the ace setup at Dover. Missing the corner entry. When you have that better exit speed, my regular marks for the turns don't even work. Not that I don't have any clear, I lift and I brake at this point. There's no, it's so subconscious. I've been sim racing and real racing so long that, like, I feel trying to go on the outside. I don't think about marks. I don't think about lift points and brake points. They just happen. Like, I just subconsciously learn them. The problem is, if you get into that approach long enough and then you go faster, you're like, okay, let me just lift a little earlier than my normal mark, and it's like, okay, wait, what's my mark? I don't know. So it's harder to make a conscious adjustment to a subconscious habit, if that makes sense. If it's a conscious habit, you can make a conscious adjustment. But a subconscious habit, I can make a subconscious adjustment too. But I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I have more speed. I overdrove that corner. I need to lift earlier. Okay, but where is that? be last here in a minute. One more missed corner and we're last. I think, yeah. No. I guess there's 2 spots. Oh, yeah, no, Terry's out. So, yeah, just one more spot. Forgot about the DNF. And my right front's getting warmer than before because when you miss the corner, you abuse it too. Or you overdrive the entry. Cat, that is my water you're sniffing at. That's all it is. A little water. Oh, she's just off camera. Oops, and then I completely missed turn 1 petting the cat. Cross him over. Run him over. Oh! I got loose. On the straightaway. Alright, well, we're last, so let's just really push it for a couple laps and see when it starts to fall off from driving hard. Although if you miss the entry, it doesn't matter here. Yeah, we're not even. I can't even go fast enough to keep with them really. That's a better entry at least. There we go. Now it's turned. Yeah, I mean, even not looking at my tire temps and just going, I've fallen off and they haven't. Because I did a 151.1, what, 20 laps into the run or 15 laps into the run, and now I'm 2 to 3 miles an hour off that when I push it, and they're still running what they were running at the beginning of the race. There's no fall off for them here. I swear there is at other tracks, though. It's just not, apparently not Dover. I feel so far back. And it's not the wear. It's not this. I mean, the right rear to right front's pretty close, and that's what you want. But it's this right front temp that's bad with this setup, or the way I'm driving it, whichever one you want to point at. Leaders are right behind us. Alright, I'm gonna accelerate time on this one. If we end up accelerating time on another race, maybe we'll do something a little bonus here, but because I don't want to do more than the 4 races, since next stream will be 3 races plus the 1 race just to see what the championship screen looks like. I think we have Martinsville coming up, and I'm gonna max the AI out when we go to Martinsville. So what was Labonte blew a header. Looks like Loy Allen must have spun and then pit with damage. Jeff Bodine, is he out or did he do the same? He also spun and got damaged. So we'd have gotten 2 more spots back, but oh, they must have held up Earnhardt as well, because Ernie took the lead and has a big lead. Oh, did somebody... Oh, sorry, hit the mic. Wait. Oh, this happened last time, too, at Dover. A bunch of people pit. So, I mean, I could have pit at halfway and had reasonable pace, probably. I wouldn't have expected it, though. I forgot that was a thing here. I didn't even look at the fuel. Dang it. We could have done the rest of this race. But I'd had to pit way sooner, and I would have had to drive harder sooner, and I probably still... Because, I mean, we were losing ground, like, after 20 laps, I feel like. Yeah, I ran 46. That's not even 10 laps more than halfway. So, yeah, we would have still been last on the normal running order. Now, if we'd have stayed out the whole way, we'd have probably got a couple spots. But that's if we could have made it. I don't know. All right, so we're 32nd in points, unless you count the 50 bonus we would have had for not simulating that 1 race that we did. And next is Martinsville. So let's hop out. let's go to the options and realism opponents. Yeah. Okay. This maxes at 120. We're going to try 120% at Martinsville and see, because before we were at 100%, for those that weren't here, we ran 100% at Martinsville with the ace setup, and halfway through the race, I had 2 laps on the whole field, pretty much, or was about to, if I remember right. We were gone. Now, that said, while we're much faster than the AI here, they are extremely, this is the worst track for racing around them, I think. Maybe Bristol's worse, but it's definitely up there. One of the hardest tracks to race with the AI. Because they lane switch, they cut in, they dive bomb you. Everything that the AI does weird in these older Pyrus games, they do it here, all of it. So we'll have to see. Oops. I feel like I don't remember being this tight in the center of the corner here. We're dead last by a long shot. I did crank the AI way up. Oh my god, what if they're insanely fast now? That'd be such a juxtaposition from last time we were here. What if at 120? What if they run? Oh my god, they're fast. Oh, they're way fast. Was 120 too fast, or is this going to be chaos in a different way? Look at how blazing they go through the corners. Wait, maybe 120 was too much. Would 110 be a better balance? Because 100 was not... Alright, let's see... No, and... So 120 is definitely too high. 110... Let's see what 110 looks like. Make sure we load the... Oops. We load the setup. We'll just start last because I'm not going to qualify well based on how fast they weren't qualifying last time at 120. Same laps here as Dover. Alright, they seem to be a more reasonable... Well, they were bottlenecked up a little bit because it's the start. I want it to be tough but not... God, impossible. Give me some room, Cope. I felt like I got hit. That car actually got loose because it's still early. Not enough heat in the tires yet. Okay, so this seems difficult fast, but not impossible fast. Or maybe it is a little. Because they are blazing by and starting to pull away and bouncing off walls and cutting me off. And a center corner speed though. Look, our typical spam of the stream. It's weird, like literally every stream I get one bot. Once in a blue moon we'll get a second one, but it's almost guaranteed I get one bot. Do we oh my god, I thought Bandretti went through the grass there. I was gonna say, do we drop the AI down a little bit, or do we keep racing at this? We're not going to be able to win at this percentage. Oh gosh. I would say we just put Mayfield in the wall, but he kind of put himself in the wall. All right, I think I'm going to bump it down just a smidge, but I want to see... We literally had... yeah, right here. We'll turn in early. And then that redirected me. But we already had... Yeah, the 19 spun and damaged and pit and everything. And then somebody else, Bobby Labonte, already DNF'd. And he just... Oh, that was behind us. Okay. So we're gonna pop out one more time. Alright, so where am I at? Options. 120 was way too fast. 110's a little too fast, and 100 is way too slow. So, do I want to go? I think 108. 107 is what I was thinking, but I want to keep it. I want it to be hard. I don't want to just stomp them. I say that after getting stomped all season. Let's double check the setups loaded, because I don't know when you load into the track. I don't know if it auto loads the last setup you used, so I err on the side if it doesn't. All right, we're gonna be aggressive on the start. Just one row. Oh gosh, be careful of the early looseness on throttle and the early checkups of the pack. Or just, well, not just early checkups of the pack, but anytime checkups of the pack. But they're usually corner exit and early in the race. And right before braking, check the mirror to see if anyone tried to go to the inside. Alright, that's fine. Little Derek Cope setback. We'll get some time, some laps to get some heat in the tires and get up to par here. Oof. Still gets a little loose on the early throttle there. Is that the leader behind me? It is. Almost a lap down already. Welcome to Martinsville. I guess this is a good gauge for our pace versus the leader. They look like they're gaining on me, so we're not fast enough to win on 108%, but not the slowest out here either. Now, if we do keep getting wrecked though, however, that's not going to be a good time. Looks like Earnhardt, Martin, and I think Wallace in third. You know what's funny is I don't remember, like I can remember some specific races from my early childhood of watching NASCAR in the 90s and stuff, but I do not remember any Martinsville races till like the 2000s for some reason. Like 2003-ish is when I start remembering Martinsville for some reason. Like I remember seeing this version of the track, but not, I don't know. I still kind of want to do one more reset and drop the AI just a smidge more. Do I go 2%? laps. Yeah. All right, one more time. Sorry. I want to... Oops, I keep doing that. Just because we lost... Whatever. We simulated the last race, the Dover race, a little bit. I could have adjusted the AI for Dover to make it more fun. I could have been adjusting all season, but I haven't been. But knowing this track at 100% is, I just completely blow the field out. And at 120, they just destroy me. I kind of wanted to... I was curious what the actual sweet spot was for here, and I feel like 106 is... Well, 107 might be sweet spot, 106 might be the sweet spot, somewhere in there. Just it doesn't change their AI lines and corner exit checkups and all that are not any different. I'm leaving the bottom open now. Alright, that was 100% not my fault. I literally left you a lane, Bodine. I don't know where you were going, Todd. I missed the bottom a little bit here and overdrive the entry, and then I see him on my mirror dive under there out of nowhere. So I leave him the bottom, and he just kept coming up, and then caused a big old wreck right to the back of the pack. Alrighty then. That was not even close to my fault. I gave him so much room once I saw him down there. Alright, the big corner exit checkups. It's crazy because the bottom line comes up, the top line comes down, and and I get hit on corner entry by Andretti. Gosh. It's like if somebody's underneath me and I know the top lane's gonna come down and check up, like where am I supposed to go without contact? There just kind of isn't anywhere left. You really have to thread the needle to not contact in that situation. So I just got to be mindful of someone getting to the inside and maybe just let them go entirely if they do, and hope there's a gap behind them, because otherwise, as we saw with Bodine, Todd, they're gonna go up the hill whether I like it or not. There's Daryl looking, not there. Here, Bodine. I don't know what I'm doing here. See, that hole closed on both sides. I mean, I bailed because I knew it wasn't going to work, but that was worse than I thought it would have been. Jeff Burton doing the wall bounce. Oh, and then hooking a right on entry there. I forget what race it was, but he got a win this season. In this season that we're running, not in real life. Elaine, you know I'm down here now. Yep. No. We hit, and I didn't spin. Luckily, I had the wheel mostly straight when we made contact. That's pretty much your big determining factor, is where your wheel's pointed at the moment of contact is what matters. That's why a lot of times in this game you build a habit, and even sometimes in real life or other sims, when you know you're going to make contact, you sometimes just straighten the wheel out, because you know, if you're 100% certain, no matter what I do with my wheel input right now, and my throttle input, my brake and everything, we're gonna make contact. If you're in that situation where it does not matter what you do from now till the potential contact, if you know no matter what I do, we're gonna hit, that's when you have to straighten your wheel up and just take the contact. Because if you have your wheel turned, real car, this game especially, in any sim otherwise, you're gonna, when you hit them, it's gonna offset your weight, and your car's gonna shoot pretty much whichever way your wheel's turned. If you've contact like that. My goodness. Upset puppies. We're up to 20th, but there's a weird thing happening where I think our tires are already heated up, and I'm not gaining on anybody. In fact, I'm holding up the whole crowd now. So this is not good, because this is very early in the race to have this happen. We were moving and charging so quickly, I thought we'd balance out somewhere around 10th and then just kind of stall, not just suddenly have everybody pull away and everybody else up my tailpipes. Let's focus on running a shallow, smoother line. Wait, Bobby Labonte DNF'd? Wasn't that who randomly DNF'd last time we ran in? I know this game isn't like Thunder 04 where once you're loaded into the track it's predetermined, because we backed out and went back in, so it just re-rolled on the same driver there. Yeah, I don't think I could go fast enough to catch anyone now. We're just kind of stalled. Oops. Got loose on that initial throttle. That actually helped it though. Got it to turn. But yeah, we're losing. I lost 9/10 to the leader that last lap. 4.4 behind the next spot. We'll have to see what that is. And he's running the high side, so we should be gaining. Not if I miss turn 3. Yeah, we're just way tight now. Oh, well that's why. Yeah, I lost time. I didn't lose as much time to leader, but they could be in traffic now. Probably at the back of the pack I'm holding up. But yeah, look at this right front tire temp going on. We didn't have this problem when we were flying around lapping everybody. I think the temps were up, but we were still digging. Now I cranked the AI up to 106%. And we were digging to 20th, and now we're dying. Just a roadblock. We're still 20th, but we're absolutely roadblocking. I feel like eventually they're gonna dive to the bottom and I'm just gonna get turned by somebody. Yeah, the leaders, there's only 21 cars in lead lap, so the leaders potentially like 2 cars back. Is that Mark Martin leading? Stick trickle to our outside here. Actually gaining potentially the spot, yeah. From the outside. So we get loose out of 4. Mark Martin right behind us. I don't know what happened to our pace. It was so quick that it just went from like good to really bad. I know I've got tons of wheel cranks, but it isn't turning otherwise. Wait, what happened to Mark? Did he wreck? Did Mark Martin spin or something? I missed it? I didn't hear it. Oh, he's back there. He's behind DW. He lost like two cars got by him, one being a lapper at least, or both being a lapper. Yeah, because DW was back with us. Yeah, 2 lappers got by him. Now he's right behind us again. Just dove on in there. This is a weird race. 106% AI running the default ace setup. I cranked it up because last time we were in Martinsville, we lapped everybody twice before getting wrecked. And now... and now we drove from 39th up to 20th, and now Now we just are off the pace. I don't I don't know what to do about my right front tire tab. All right, well there goes Martin. Who's your baby nephew? I'm very curious about that comment. Oh, your baby nephew is watching me. Oh, okay. Well, I hope my voice is soothing and I hope I don't get wrecked and get loud. I feel like that. Ooh, loose now. How are we getting loose if the right front's like on fire here? And it doesn't do that every time. It only does that, I think, when I woe down the center, just that little bit extra. Oh, we're hanging tough here. Gordon is fading. What is happening to Gordon? He's 20th now. He wasn't even on our radar when we were moving forward. Dick Triple just passed him for 19th. If I could get it to do that little driftiness, center out every corner, I think we'd actually have a reasonable pace and probably take some of the pressure off the right front to then get a little faster yet. But I can't seem to get it to happen consistently. Oh, Bologna's trying to get under us here. That's scary. The AI is scary here. It seems like if I slow down enough and stab the throttle, it pitches. I know this isn't the most exciting race visually because nothing's in front of me, but I mean, if you guys are, I'm glancing at the mirror every corner here and every straightaway to see if we're going to get dive bomb into the next turn, because it's so, I cannot express how easy it is to get wrecked by the AI here, especially when they're faster than you. I'm really surprised at our tire wear and fall off versus them though, because this race really, we didn't. When we ran the first one on 100% at this track, it just, we were blowing everybody's doors off and it was just easy peasy. I guess I was going so much faster than them at 100 that I didn't notice tire wear. Oh gosh, or speed change. But cranking up to 106, we notice it. Flew up, it's 20th, falling back slowly. If they could pass me a little easier, probably be way back by now. As you can see, the couple that just got by me there are, Cope and Bodine. They pulled away pretty quick. Got Loy Allen behind us now, I think. You're like, how do you tell from these two colors of car behind you? But you kind of get used to them, trying to spot them. That's the Hooters car. Honestly, excuse me, Mark Martin is like more than a quarter lap ahead of where we are on track. We've not gotten lapped by anybody else. So whoever's in second is like almost a half a lap down now by being stuck in my traffic. I think it's Ken Schrader back there if I'm recognizing blobs correctly. Because it's Loy Allen and Todd Bodine who are for position, and then I think the next one's Kenny Schrader. We could find out. Do we want to find out? Gosh, we're only halfway through this race right now. Yep, it's Kenny Schrader. 7 seconds back, and then Dale Jarrett and Rudd 12 seconds back. Oh, Loy's on our inside. He's there. We're clear. Oh god, we're gonna clear out of the corner though. Yeah, I'm just a rolling roadblock. I kind of want to just pit for tires here so we can go fast for a little bit, but there's no. We're just gonna lose. It's not like we're last. I am slow enough to be last, but we're not. We're not that far back because we're just holding everybody up. Oh my god! Whoa, no! Whoa, no! Getting the left sides on the grass out of the corner while on throttle was bad news bears. Alright, so Loy Allen and Marlon got us. Greg Saxon, Jimmy Spencer, and Tom Line are behind us here. Oops, I missed turn 3. Oops, out. Tire temp still cooking. Nothing's changed. How do you cool down tires at Martinsville? You put new ones on. That's it. That's the answer. It's not a riddle. It's just a fact. And maybe new brake pads so they don't heat them up. I don't know that that's a factor in this game. Brake heat, as far as, I mean, brake heat affecting tire temp. That's probably something they coded as just like arbitrary. When you hit the brake this much, it generates this much heat, but I don't think they did it where like the brakes build heat and then the hotter the brakes are, the more they affect the tire temp. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe that is the thing they coded. There's just no easy way to tell without digging into the code. What is this pack up ahead? Because we're actually gaining on this group now. They're holding each other up a bit. Actually, I gained a little bit on the group behind us for the moment. I'm not going faster though. We're going the same. Well, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to my lap speeds, so who knows. But I'm pretty sure I'm just getting slower. So I don't know what happened up ahead. Or I've balanced out to my slowest point with the tire heat in the right front, and we plateaued. Lap speeds and times. I don't know, there's Bodine struggling and Loy Allen running him up the hill. Greg Sachs is right back on our bumper though, and now passing us on the outside. Trying to. I don't understand what happened. We start gaining on cars ahead of us and cars behind us are still gaining. You see Loy Allen just had a slow corner. Okay, Andretti is damaged, and he probably was part of the holdup, but some of those cars we caught before Andretti got in sight, so I don't know what happened. Entry, but I had a decent exit, and then I got scared that Lloyd was going to come down the hill. One spot back, thanks to traffic. Definitely better than the AI in traffic. I would say just at this track, but honestly in this game I think that's just true across the board. Missed turn 3. Now Andretti's getting away from us with all his damage. I thought he was holding everybody up, and now everybody's pulling away, including him. Did I get faster for a few laps and then I went slow for, like, am I actually, are my speeds changing that much and I'm not noticing? I feel like I'm missing the corner entry to 3 every lap. I'm not that atrocious. Alright, 94.6. That's my speed, average speed, that lap. Yeah, I'm consistently at this pace. But I thought I saw a 96 when we were gaining those guys, which confuses me as to how we were suddenly going fast. I got slower, trying harder. This is such a weird race to me. Oops. You see, I got slower that last lap. I got slow there. I'm trying to slow the center down to get better exits, but that just made me slower everywhere. So that's not the way to go. I keep forgetting, though, in this game, 100% brake is perfectly fair game. So let me do that. We'll brake harder. Try to drive in deeper. See if I can gain speed that way. Maybe 4-5. A little loose out there. There's a whole pack of cars up there. Is that Earnhardt stuck in that pack? Wait, he didn't lap us yet. Is that going to be for position? What? 94-1. Oh, I got run square in the back of by Jimmy Spencer. That's kind of funny. We got a regular bumper at Martinsville. Just a doink right in the back. Didn't upset me any, but that's so funny that happens in this game. Just a little bonk. Yeah, see, I ran a 93.9. So, like, I'm a little faster running the more aggressive corner entry, but we suddenly gained on everybody again. Including, I think, Earnhardt up there in front of Ken Schrader. Oops, I went the wrong way. No, maybe not, unless Earnhardt's passed us? No, wait, where the heck's Earnhardt? Oh, he must have wrecked. Wait, yeah. He's 3 laps down. He must have got some damage in pit. Okay, that explains why Earnhardt's there. Also, something just happened behind us. I don't know what, because we just gained a bunch of time on that group. Hang on, I'm gonna check it. I'm too curious. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It was not. Did something happen? Yeah. Jimmy was right on me. No, they just. Wait, hold on. I don't know. They blew one corner and then came really slow out of the next one, and we just got a huge gap. There's some weird AI lines on this track, I'm telling you. To go. Out. And this is only 3rd place that's lapping us. They're so spread out up front. Actually, Kenny's really caught Mark. Actually, we've caught Mark a bit because Ernie Irvin's right behind us in the 28 car, 8 seconds back. But when Ken Schrader went by us, he was like almost 8 seconds back. So Mark's definitely lost time. Missed the entry there. Oof. Oh, there's Derek Hope again. He passed us a long time ago. I missed that turn completely. Not Davey. Ernie's still looking to the outside. If he went to the bottom that time, he'd have cleared us. Now he's on our outside. Nope, didn't stay there. Kenny's catching Mark, but it's too little too late, I think. Probably a lot of traffic between them yet. I see Kenny up there. It's so weird to me. The speeds of these cars here just is odd. Rudd's behind us to try to lap us from third. Took third from Ernie. Actually, Ernie's battling back. Wow. Alright. Oh no! They had enough of me. Wait, that was Jimmy. Keep going. Alright, what the heck? I know I came up the hill, but we were at corner exit at Martinsville. Like he's pointed to what, 3 lanes off the wall coming out of the corner. I was not gonna miss contact there. And then Jimmy Spencer was like, I had enough, and he tried to drive through. Tried the McDonald's drive-through. And he's gonna end up pitting then because he got damage. So we're gonna get that spot back here. We're also gotta watch out for him to cut into pit road. Oh gosh. And I'm not in 4th gear yet. Oh gosh. Joe Nemechek just turned himself off our rear bumper. We're just wrecking everybody right at the end of the race. Also, we were in the top 25 pretty much the whole dang race, and now we're barely in the top 30 here. After all that effort. And look, there's, well, probably because of my wrecks. I was going to say there's the whole pack and a bunch of spots we could have probably got, but no, if it's because of my wrecks, then whatever. I mean, granted, the Ernie one, I guess, would have held them up, probably. Yeah, because there's Ernie at the back of that pack. And see how much slower they run when they're in a pack here? That's why it's so hard to gauge what speed or what setting to put the AI at this track. Or really, well, potentially anywhere, but especially here, I think. Alright, so Jarrett's not for position. Oh my gosh, they're all stopping off the corner. Oh, we can get back to the top 25. It's the last lap, but it's right here. Next to Bobby Hamilton. Yep, we're going to get back to the top 25. We might even get some more here. Because I think Brett's for position. Grissom in front of me is for position. What in the world? And they're going to park it out of 4. We're going to dig. Oh, it's drifting and digging. 22nd. Oh, sorry, Rudd. Oh. We're good. That got really ridiculous right at the end of the race. Alright, so, whoa, where are we going? Mark Martin won over Kenny Schrader, Ernie over Ricky Rudd, Dale Jarrett. Whew. That was hectic. I don't think you guys realize how close that last corner was to, I mean, maybe you did, but that was really close to some contact out of 4. Oh gosh, I almost... Where the heck did Ward come from? Look at this. miles back. And then coming out of 4, I was like, ooh, I slung it left. I don't know how I got it to turn. I'm plowing right there. And then right here, it started to whip to the left. It just started to drift, slide the back end out. And that's exactly what I needed to not hit Dick Trickle right here. Because if that kept going out, we were wrecking. That was kind of fun. Right at the end. Alright. Whoops. It's not done yet. It's not finished the race. So yeah, wrecked maybe. Still going. Still. Oh, it says race finished. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as we saw, Mark Martin won over Schrader, led most laps by a long shot. Started 6th though. Morgan Shepherd led a little bit at the beginning. Mike Wallace with a top 10 though. Look at that. And Gordon, who fell way back to where we were in like when we were mid-20s, I think, got all the way back up to 8th. Jeez. Let's see, and then let's see. I think, well, Jimmy Spencer we know got damage. Earnhardt got damage. I think Hut Strickland did as well. Greg Sachs, John Andretti. Although I didn't wreck Earnhardt. He either spun his own or got collected with somebody else. Burton dropped out. Nemechek with issues. Actually, Nemechek, I think, ran into us. All right, let's see. We're going to Wilkesboro next. We are 32nd in points still, because we finished around Grissom and Cope, so we really didn't gain anything on them. Did we run Wilkesboro already in the season? We had to early in the season, I think. They ran here twice a year back then. I think. I keep saying I think. I think. I don't remember it, though. I mean, granted, to be fair, streaming once a week, this series, like, it was over, I don't know, it was probably like 2 months ago that we ran here. Or, you know, over a month ago for sure. Maybe not 2, but yeah. Oh gosh, no, we did not run here, because I don't remember that wall out of 4. Or did we? Maybe we did. I don't remember the wall out of 4 being that scary, though, and on the track. This track seems fun, though. Wait, we did... Ooh! We're going to qualify so bad now. Oh, dead last. I don't know that we were going to do better than that anyway. Oh, wait, hold on. Nope, you know what? I left the AI cranked up for Martinsville. We're going to put them back to the base 100 that I've been running at. And then go back in. So, let's see. Did we ran North Wilkesboro way back at the 7th race. Yeah. I DNF'd after 30 laps, so we quit. Did I wreck or did I quit on speed? I don't know. How do I? Because if I quit on speed, then maybe just for the sake of keeping it entertaining and not just quitting for no reason out of boredom of running by ourselves, maybe I'll crank them down a little bit. Because this track seems fun to drive on this. It has a lot of the elevation and banking changes in the middle, you know, the straightaway uphill downhills to some extent. Like, it seems like a fairly decent depiction of it for a 1994 game. Even like the way the apron is part of the track going into turn 1 before the grass gets there. Oh gosh, so loose on the cold tires. Alright, well, we used the wall, but I didn't scare myself out of turn 4. We're not last, which is a good sign, even though I use the wall to turn. Okay, so 60 laps here. Just take it easy because the AI is probably gonna. Well, and cold tires. I say as I'm struggling with the cold tires here. That white line leads like to. It splits out right where the wall starts, but if you follow the curve of the white line prior to that, it leads you directly at the wall. Which is not what you want. Yeah, it leads you just to the left of the wall. But yeah, the little like dip onto the apron, onto the flat, and then back up into the banking into turn one, like that's still part of the track today. It's kind of interesting in this to have that in this game. Charging. Oh, not the grass, not the grass, not the grass. Probably gonna use the right front. Maybe that's why we struggled here, or maybe I just wreck with somebody. I really don't remember. My memory's so bad. I know this isn't something, you know, how I did in these streams isn't something I need to commit to memory by any means. Right. Oh my god, how did we not wreck? That was bad. I turned into it last second because I knew we were gonna hit, and then the bounce off the wall. I don't know how I didn't wreck there. What's up, Ian? Oh, you're at your local track. Awesome, dude. It is good to be out supporting the track, dude. That's awesome. You tuned in from your phone anyway, just to say hi. Oh, you're in intermission. Sweet. It's good to get service there. My track, like, our service is meh at the track. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's never great either. I wish it was, though, because when I'm there as, like, well, even as a fan or not, like, we can watch our stuff live on the internet, and I wouldn't mind being able to log into my phone. I'd be way more likely to actually pay for it if I could get that, because just back up the stream a little bit to watch a replay of something, or right after running my heat or something, like I, you know, between the heat and the feature, maybe watch it back if we don't have much to do to the car. I don't know. I think that'd be something I would do, for better or worse. I'm surprised Mike gave the bottom. We weren't really close enough there for him to acknowledge us. Please give me room, Mr. Trickle. Very close to that inside wall, but in the best way. I hit him. I pushed him down the straightaway. I feel like if I could stay out of trouble in this race, we could definitely get up towards like 20th, unless we fall off the map with tire heat like we did the other couple other tracks and stuff, or if we get spun. Like I said, keeping out of trouble if we get spun, obviously, again. I mean, we didn't quite spin there earlier, but we got in trouble for sure. Turn 4 is my best. Not. Oh, no. I was gonna tuck in the line, and then he checked up. It seems like they do their most checking up out of 4 down the front stretch. It's our best shot to get in position next to somebody. Jeez. Not if they stay in the road. Labonte's back here. I always thought it was interesting, like, names that we know now as, like, really talented racers. How many different teams and cars they drove, like, teams they drove for, cars they drove in. Like, there was so much silly season shuffling going on in the early to mid 90s. Like, Marlin was in the 22, Bobby Labonte in the 22. You had Marlin in the 94 a few years prior. You had Terry Labonte in the 94. You had Rick Mast in the 1, then Labonte in the 1, and I think someone else ran the 1 car briefly in that time too. And then, like, you just follow a couple of those drivers. Hud Strickland and Jimmy Spencer always swapping rides and moving around. There's just, I don't know, there was so much of it. I feel like so many of the cars were just, I was going to hit him if I didn't back out of there. So many of the cars were just like swapping drivers every second year, or some of them every year. Oh, that's unfortunate, Ian. We get a decent amount of rainouts here every year. We don't usually have a cancel from heat, though there's a couple times I think we should have and we didn't. And being night races, it's usually just, you know, whether the temp actually is going to drop once the sun settles or not. Oh! I don't know how we didn't wreck again. The second time I've said that in this race. I went to Sling that was inside because he was checking up, and I clipped the back end and it hooked me right. And oh my god, anytime I've been sideways to the right, I think other than like Martinsville once or twice, I've wrecked. That was pretty chaotic. Also, my earlier, like, I don't want to say prediction, it was more like a proclamation of like, we're gonna get up to 20th. Yeah, no, I don't know that we're going to in this race. I have the speed, I just don't have the openings here. What opponent strength? Right now I'm running 100% with the ace setups. That's what we ran for the whole season, except the last Martinsville race we just did. Because the first Martinsville race I was way fast. I haven't otherwise been adjusting the difficulty, but I thought I'd just mess around with it just to see. That's as close as that wall as you could get. Can I clear him from the outside? Not gonna happen. Wow, plowed into one. That was terrible. Good exit to clear though. Yeah, Martinsville I cranked it up to 106, and I was a decent pace, and then like early race I was actually a pretty good pace, and then just suddenly fell off the map lap time wise and was on the defensive the rest of the time. I'm noticing that a lot of these tracks, it's pretty much once the right front gets hot, it's race over pretty much. And a couple of tracks where I know it's coming now, our second time hitting them on the schedule, I tried driving different to take care of the right front, but then I'm just not fast enough to really do much to begin with, let alone when, you know, like if you keep the temp in it, but you're not fast enough to pass anybody, or you're fast enough to pass people and then you don't keep the temp and then you're slower than everything by a mile. So I honestly feel like for most tracks, I think like 97 or 8% is probably actually a decent sweet spot for the ace setups. And being able to, like, having to adjust your driving and take care of the tires, or if you customize the setup a little bit to take care of the right front a little better, you could probably run 100 to 103 at a lot of tracks, somewhere in there. But yeah, I just left it, I put it on 100 for this whole series pretty much. And it's been a lot of this running in the back of the pack, I'll be honest. And then races where I'm fast enough to go somewhere, we usually just end up wrecked because this AI is really hard to race with. It's still fun, like, despite all that. And it still blows my mind how much of a sim this game is as far as like I said, I'm mentioning tire heat. Cold tires are loose, like it's crazy. 102%? Why do they pit at silly times? You ran 102% default setups and 100% race length and beat this game. That's crazy, dude. Did you document it? Because, like, if you're talking NASCAR 2, I believe you. If you're talking NASCAR 1, I want to see it, man. If you're running custom setup, sure, yeah, I fully believe that. That's no problem. Well, not no problem, but that's still a challenge, but it's not, oh gosh, not impossible. But I'd love to see default setups 102% beating the AI at like this track, for example, or any of the ones where I ran like dead last and we accelerated time just to get out of there without wrecking in 100% race length. That's crazy. When you did it, YouTube didn't exist yet. All right, I'm gonna say it. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna press X to doubt. Also, I'm using the car pack, and I don't know if they adjusted ratings at all. So that's also something I don't know. So maybe if they adjusted the ratings in this car pack versus the base game, then maybe I'm completely offset for my percentages. I don't know. Oh, you did custom setups. Okay, that I completely believe. Custom setups, you could run higher percentages for sure. Default setups, I think 98 is probably a better sweet spot than what I'm doing. Okay, now I believe you. I was like, they're saying 102% and you won the championship in this game. Like, there's asterisks galore. There's red flags flying for like, hold on a second, something had to be different. But yeah, custom setups, that makes sense. Because these setups aren't a bad starting point, the ace setups anyway. I haven't tried the other ones, but I think, oh gosh. But yeah, I think just a little bit of tweaking to get them to stop abusing the right front so hard, and then like that's half the battle. But I haven't messed with the setups at all. I'm just running the ace set everywhere. I think one of the tracks though that I ported from, like I guess it was Indy. I don't think we ran the ace setup at Indy because I think there wasn't an ace setup. It was, imported from a different game. I'm getting worse, I think, right now, suddenly. I feel like I'm tighter in the center. Or I'm just overdriving my entry too much. Oh, Loy Allen to the inside. Yeah, dude, the game manual... oh, Lord. Screwed anyway. The game manual, for anyone that doesn't know, hasn't seen or held the game manual for NASCAR 1 and NASCAR 2. I don't know for 3. I think 4 was when it was really tiny. But 1 and 2, the game manual for these was so freaking detailed. You could learn about real race cars and real adjustments and what makes sense and everything from those books. So yeah, Red Wolf, you were perfectly right about that. I don't want my damage. Oh, you're not even fixing damage. Did I somehow not get damage? Let me go. Oh yeah, what's pit speed? Oh no. Because this game doesn't tell you till you come out of the pits, go around and get a black flag. It doesn't tell you anything about pit speed. The game manual has it, probably. Every pit speed is probably 45 here. Oh, Gordon's out? So I'm going to just for safety's sake, we're going to do 45. Just under. I don't know how strict it is and if that's even the number for here. And I don't know when the exit is. Is that the exit? Is it the line? Was it the pace car? Who knows when you're out of pit road? There's no info in this game. Oh. Oh gosh, it's loose. And there's the pit wall. I forgot about cold tires. I mean, physical media is only ending for certain things and for new stuff. It's not really ending for everything. You can still get a CD drive very cheap. Yeah, JC, I'm curious, man, if you get to this. I don't know. I just wanted to throw it up to have some fun and mess around in this one, and then I feel like I'm gonna just play through the rest of them. But there's a couple elements of this first one that make me not want to play it in more depth. I mean, my biggest hang up for not running longer races and running, maybe working on setups a little bit and trying to actually compete with the AI a little harder and trying to just straight up, actually practice laps and do all that rather than just jumping right into qualifying. Like, my reason for all that is just that, well, not one of the reasons was that the first stream cautions weren't working. When I first went into the season mode, the cautions were not working properly. We'd run 2 laps of green flag and the yellow would come out for nothing. So I don't know what's up with my build of this game, but the yellow's not working as big. Oldest title you've collected is NASCAR 2. No, the driver select screen in NASCAR 2 is gold versus this game. If you want to change the roster in this game, you have to change them in the paint shop and then change the text file. Like, you have to edit a file manually and load up a separate application to move drivers around. It is not intuitive. No, NASCAR 2 is a freaking godsend as far as how they did that interface. You think it's insane. It's actually really good versus this one. Mayfield dropped out too. I saw you damage. It was already lapped, but yeah. No, dude. Honestly, NASCAR 2. I think when I get to that on these streams, I'll probably run a little bit longer race, like maybe 20%, and then I'm probably still just gonna run default setups. But I don't think you can change percentage in the middle of the season. Is going to be the only problem with that one versus this one. That's one thing about this one that I love is, like, I could just go change a percentage in the main menu in the middle of the season and run. I didn't do it this playthrough. I didn't really do it other than Martinsville, but I just like that you can. Also, if you want something silly to watch, just literally crank the AI up to 120% and watch any track in this game. Yes, that to change the player's car in NASCAR 2 is quite annoying. I know that. I agree with that. But other than that, it is such a better menu than this one. This game's so jank with its menus and setting up rosters and all that stuff. So tight out of 4, just bouncing off the wall. It doesn't matter, we're not going to get any spots here, we're just finishing it out. This track is fun to drive though on this game anyway. I will say that, even though I'm struggling. And probably in a better setup it's probably more fun to drive, but this whole like flirting with the pit wall out of 4 to get a good exit is something. I'm trying to remember. I know I painted my own cars for NR2 quite a bit, but I'm trying to remember if I ever did in this game ever, because I know I didn't have this one at the same time. I probably didn't, because I think by the time I had this one, I played NR2 a lot. Yeah, you can. Yep, you can take the plate out. No, good info, but you can take the plate out at Dega. I think in all of the old Papyrus games via changing like the track file or a text file or something. I forget what it is exactly. I know it's literally like changing a 1 to a 0, but just knowing which one. If I remember right, that's what it is for NR2 anyway. But that doesn't make the AI faster though. You have to crank the AI up then, because I think they just obey whatever speeds they're set to on their difficulty. Morgan Shepherd coming by to lap us. I've been holding Dale Jarrett up. Morgan right there turning in Morin. Rusty's there. I gotta get a 4 Rusty, and then you could have it down this. Oh, and actually, I ran into Jarrett. I pulled away from everyone there. I think just my biggest gripe with trying to do this particular game in longer races and more seriously than I did is just the AI awareness of you and their lines at like Martinsville and stuff are ridiculous. Yeah, I think. Oh, yep. I read chat. Oh, I wrecked Rusty. We have no right front. So you have to and there goes our. We're gonna just wreck more people. I'm getting pushed. I'm getting pushed by Gordon. Gordon, I can't. You did that to yourself. Oh wait, that's not Gordon. That's Dick Trickle. Okay, well, just finish the race. We're right here. Right at the end. Yeah, I was reading your message, Red Wolf. Yeah, it's just changing something to a 0 in the track files. I know. Well, that was a bad race, to say the least. Wait, we still have to accelerate it till it says it's done. Probably because Rusty pit for damage because I wrecked him. Wow. Destroyed. Okay, so Gordon oh yeah, that wasn't Gordon Reckel for sure. It was definitely Dick Trickle. Because Gordon was out with a gearbox and Mayfield with an engine. We did not move up obviously in points. We almost moved back or fell back. Charlotte, all right, Charlotte will be the last one of the stream tonight. Yeah, and then next stream we'll finish out the season, and then I'm gonna prepare a file for. I'm gonna do just for the people who have never, because Red Wolf apparently you're one of the exceptions to this, but I don't think I've ever seen, and I'm sure tons of the audience here, the group here, has not seen what the championship winning screen looks like. I didn't see the race winning screen until it happened. What race did I win? Because Martinsville I had a 2-lap lead and then wrecked. Pretty much. I don't remember what race it was. Like, part of my brain's saying a road course, like Watkins Glen or something, but the rest of my brain's like, nah, I probably wrecked at the road courses. I know Sonoma was a fun time, but we were battling for last and getting spun out, and then catching up to the back, and then it was a mess. But it was fun. Yeah, oh yeah, turn 4 at Charlotte. Gotta watch out for that. You lost your championship in Legends. Legends, I have. You know what? I streamed Legends and nobody seemed to care, so I stopped streaming that. But maybe I'll go back to Legends. I have won a championship on NASCAR Legends because I had that one as a kid and played it a lot. But I don't remember. Wait, was this 2 laps and it didn't count? Oh no, it did count my lap. Okay, and we're just almost last. I don't remember. I don't remember how it, or I don't remember what the screen looks like. But I'm like 97% sure that I've beaten NASCAR Legends and won a championship in it as a kid. It might have even been on a low percentage. You probably weren't around back then. Yeah, no, I'm old, I know, thanks. I'm old enough. Oh, you mean on the channel. I thought you I thought you meant you weren't around when NASCAR Legends came out, which is also probably true. Yeah, maybe, I mean, if this does okay enough, and then NASCAR 2 does okay enough, and I have enough people enjoying content, I will do another season of NASCAR Legends. However, one asterisk. There were a couple of old school car packs made for Legends by, was it AC Racing? I think it was AC Racing, yeah. He made a couple of old school NASCAR Legends packs, or played them. Maybe he didn't. No, I don't remember. It might have been him, but I saw them. I found out about them through him anyway, whether it was him or someone else that made them. I think he did though. But there's a 1968, a 1969, and a 1970 pack that are way more filled out. NASCAR Legends came out when you were 1. Huh? Somebody told me what Fingerhut was the other stream. I don't remember now. But yeah, I've been playing casually I haven't in a while since I started doing these streams again, the NASCAR 1 streams, but I was playing NASCAR Legends in my spare time here and there with a controller, just kind of casually, playing the 68 season, but I got every freaking track I could find from the 68 and 69 seasons, and I could do a playthrough of the 69 season, but one asterisk, I'm going to change the schedule, because it's 59 races or something like that, which would just take us forever, doing like 3 to 5 races a stream. It would still take forever. So I'm probably going to change the schedule so we just run one, like each track once is what I'm aiming for, or going to aim for. Yeah, Red Wolf, that's, sorry, I'm like catching up on older messages, but yeah, that's crash physics in this versus new games. Sad face. No, honestly, NASCAR 25 does have better crash physics than this, but they're... I didn't want to test it. Oh my god. Oh my god! I might restart after that. That was crazy. I didn't want to test it, but we just tested it. I went under Todd, and he turned in right here. He turns in so much further than I thought that I knew I was going to hit him, so I kind of leaned into him. And that just... Oh, we piled up. My big gripe with the... You know what, I have... We'll talk about this. I have a couple gripes with the NASCAR 25 crashing and things like that. We all know that the drivers not DNFing is a problem. We all know the drivers not going to the rear of the field when they crash is a problem, including for the player. I'm gonna restart. But my big, in addition to all that, I don't know if you guys played it enough to notice, but if an AI car spins out randomly, in NASCAR 25, it is always, or like almost always, maybe it's, I don't know if it's 100% of the time. I think I've only think of one time where it wasn't, but it's been like 95 to 99% of the time one of the 3 cars in front of me. If there is a car, like they have to be near you, and it's going to be one of the 3 cars in front of you on track. It is never somebody on a different part of the track. that I've seen. It's crazy. And then they get their spots back. And half the time, you don't even have to try to miss the wreck because the game just takes over before you get there. Like, the whole taking over control of your car and just blipping ahead so quickly drives me insane. Let me drive and try to miss the wreck. Let me have to do that. Make that, like, that's part of the experience. If somebody wrecks in front of you, oh, you gotta miss them. Yeah, the damage bottle zip gun. I don't know. I'm not holding my hopes out on NASCAR 26 being a big improvement on 25, and I'll give you one reason why. Their first video about the new game, Dev Diary, talking about new stuff. The list of things that they talked about was stuff that should have been in 25, no question, and wasn't. There's nothing big, there's nothing new, there's nothing, like, a lot of the big stuff, if they'd have fixed it, they should have brought it up. Like, AI DNFs, they added door bumper clear clips, great, and what was the other one that, like, was big? It was important to us. Was it the AI damage? Was it them wrecking, like, actually losing? No, because DNFing was that. I don't know. It's just, it's so, I don't know. If that's what you're bringing to the table, the first announcement to try to build hype for the new release and sell me on this year's game, then you don't have much. You really don't. Oh, the road courses being forgiving on the penalties. You know what? I didn't even have a big problem with the road course penalties. There's only like 2 corners I ever had an issue where I was like, I didn't really cut, and it got me, and I was like, okay, whatever. Otherwise, I didn't even mind that. Sorry, I'm trying to, like, I'm not keeping up with chat right now, which is a good thing. That's, you know what? You guys are more active in chat tonight than a long time, and I love it. I'm gonna do better to read on the back stretch, not the front stretch. That's why I'm struggling to read. I see Needham's in here. Hello, Needham. Good to see you in a stream. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. Yeah, that's the damage. That was me wrecking. That's a while back. I'm catching up. Yeah, they stopped doing wheels coming off in the later games. But wheels didn't really fall off in real life. So that not often, so that wasn't too big a deal to see that go away in these games. You can lose wheels in Thunder 04? No. You could flat tire, you could lose the whole carcass, but not the wheel. Oh, the PC version, okay. Yeah, which is not really... I mean, is the PC version of Thunder 04 a real game? I try not. To me, the PC version of Thunder 04 and those games, like that generation of games, is like the Dragon Ball evolution of Dragon Ball. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I'm a Dragon Ball fan, if y'all didn't know, big time. But for the manga over everything, I mean, the show's fine for most of the time. It's a little drug out, but the manga is perfect. Or damn near close to perfect. We should have to beg on our knees for tire failures. I agree. I mean, also even stuff like brake heat, brake failure, calipers exploding. This is happening all the time in Cup. I mean, real life now, they're losing more wheels than they have in a long time, but that's because of the stupid giant lug. Or whatever. Hi, Cat. Welcome back to my desk. I'm just off camera, and then you're going to go back to your window. Yep. Hi, bye. Our window's over here, so she comes up out on the desk, checks out what's going on, gets off the desk and back in the windows. That's just her routine. Okay, I think I'm caught up on chat. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I apologize. This little back and forth wobble always bothered me in these older games. When you do a keyboard control like I was used to it, I was expecting, oh, we got to spin up ahead, stay up there. That's Musgrave. Ted Musgrave in the Family Channel car. The AI did not slow down for that at all. I did. I was scared. Alright, we got 38 laps yet. We're 24th now. Plenty of time to make some more ground as long as I don't start fading on the pace. Need to keep mentally reminding myself turn 4 is you cannot, like, well, you can very easily overdrive turn 4, and it's important to not. That's what I'm getting at. Oh, don't remind me about Kurt Busch at Homestead losing a wheel. That was the luckiest freaking break ever. I swear to God, if that yellow doesn't come out, I know Gordon ended up 3rd in points, but if that yellow doesn't come out for Kurt, I think Gordon was going to win based on how that race was going. And as a Gordon fan, I was so freaking... He was so lucky to lose it exactly when he did and still miss the end of that pit wall. A split second earlier, I think he hits the pit wall. Earlier than that, he's not getting back to pit road very easily and probably going to lose a lap or two or whatever. Trying to get around. Later than that, and there's no yellow. So he's obviously going to lose tons of time. Like, man, it was just so lucky. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The single lug thing's it's a weird deal. I'm not a fan of the tires having such thin sidewalls. Like, height-wise, I mean, not thickness-wise. I forget what that particular measurement's called on a tire, but having that wide of a rim and this thick, like this tall of a sidewall of rubber is just... I just think it doesn't make for good raciness on tires and tire wear and being able to roll it over in the corners and just... I don't know. I feel like when they're that thin... That's why the razor edge on those cars where it's like if you get it... I mean, the drivers have figured it out a lot better and the setups have been helping a lot better with, like, being able to save a car from a slide now. We're definitely seeing a lot more saves. But, man, when they first introduced this car and that tire, like, it was just... If you got a little out of shape, you wrecked. It's kind of like when they went from bias to radials or whatever. Like in, 1990 or whatever... early 90s, late 80s, whatever it was exactly. That switch, I know a lot of drivers hated it then too, to be fair, but I still think that was a more acceptable switch than today's switch. I think today's was worse, or not today's, but current gen. Oh, I missed turn 1. Oh, Jimmy got scared. It's fine. Yeah, that's always been a scary thing in racing. And you know what, honestly, NASCAR's so fan accessible that there can be fans down there that are not good at being aware of things going on in pit road and have no safety equipment, obviously, being where they are. I know they're not that close to the track, but the tire could bounce, the loose wheel could bounce over whole pit stand easy and end up in the crowd behind. I know some people will say that's part of it, and I hear you, but I just think it was so less likely to lose a wheel when it was multiple lugs, because if you we're in a situation where a wheel could come off, it was so much more. There was so much more warning to the driver. Before you'd have an issue. Whereas this one, like, they only know if the crew tells them, and then otherwise, like, you might feel it, but they don't usually, you know what I mean? Like, half the time the guys don't come in until they lose the wheel. Because they'll think, oh, maybe it's something else, and then just whatever. Oh, I really sent it in on Daryl, and it turned, actually, really nicely. I clipped the apron, and that helped, I think. Daryl bailed at it, too. Alright, we're up to 20th. Still digging here. Turn forward. I'm flying now. In the zone and in the aggressive zone. Also the aggressive side of the zone. Now that they're a little more spread out, I'm a little more confident on making moves late-ish into 1 anyway. 3, I don't think I really have much of a run, and they really like to run way low into 3 more than they do into 1. More willing to run the second lane into 1 or turn in later. I mean, they still get down there, but I think they just are. The bottom's a little more accessible, I think. That end. Nope. I did the same thing I did to Top09 earlier. I tried. I mean, if you go back and watch my throttle and brake inputs, I tried to get out of that one, but it was just I was too late. I thought when he checked up on the bottom, I thought he was gonna slice up into the outside lane, so I tried to go to the bottom, but he did not. He stayed where he was. That was my bad. Sorry, Harry. 25 to go. We're up to 17th here. How did I do so bad in this race the first time? I know I kept smacking the wall before. I think I broke the right front wheel out of 4, if I remember right. Smacking the wall, which I've not had as much issue smacking the wall this race as I did the first time here. Take my wide arc. Oh, missed the a little bit. Get the mid-corner wobbles going. To say about turn 4. I feel like now I'm struggling. I drew attention to it, and I feel like I'm just plowing out of 4. Are you kidding me? Are you serious with that? Are you freaking serious with that? He checked up in a weird spot. I clipped the back end a little bit. It shoots me to the right, and boom, tire's dead. Wheel's dead. I didn't hit the wall hard at all. I didn't turn 1 because we have no wheel, but what the frick? We were up in the top 20. Then we're gonna get run the hell over here. Probably. Maybe. Oh no, they checked up. I gotta get to the bottom. Well, actually, I gotta get to the bottom out of 4 because we're going way too fast right here. Oh, you gotta be kidding. How do I don't know how to change this menu to change what tire I'm selecting. Oh. Whoops. Wrong button. Oh. Well, now we're done. Maybe. Can I? Let's do this. Actually, I'm probably going to just be stuck on this wall. There's a way to tow in this game, and I don't know it. It's not in the book. I think there's a way to tow in this game. Oh, no. Nope. Hang on. Let's try that again. Yep. Easy now. No, don't. Why are you going to the right? There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Can you pit it? Can you pit it? We got to the pits with no front wheels. That was so bad, man. That was such a good race too. We're gonna end up last now because I lost so much time getting back to the pits. Even the people with damage are not gonna just don't do repairs. How about? Man, that was so bad. Unlucky. Yeah, I agree. The AI is so tough in this game. See that right there is why I will not do 100% race in this game ever. They're too infuriatingly sketch. About the best way I could word it. Okay. There go our spots. I don't know what pit speed is. I just know this game does not tell you till you've sped and come around, and then you get a black flag. But we're gonna finish it out. It tells you what the speed was when you get the black flag, by the way. That's the funny part. And I don't know when pit road officially ends, but you come out of the pits and it's fine. And you're like, I didn't speed, we're good. No matter how fast you go. You can go 200 down pit road in the game, you'll come out of the pits, it won't say anything. You come around to the start finish line, you get the black flag, and it says pit speed, black flag, pit speed was 55. And I'm like, oh, thanks for telling me now. Oh gosh, I know it's in the book, I know it's in the manual. That was a big part of these old games, was not giving you all the info in the game and giving you a lot of the info in the manual. This car's not handling good. What are we? I don't know, I still have the hood, just the fenders are... Oh yeah, it's cold tires too. I always forget that that's something in this game. Cold tires are loose. Alright, so I know I said last race of the stream, but we're going to do one thing, because I forgot that it was an option. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I can figure out how to turn the plates off at Talladega, and we'll just crank the AI up and go see what the heck happens in some of that. I don't know if you have to change the AI when you get rid of the plate in this game. I'm really not sure. Also, I have to figure out where in the file it's the plate value. But I feel like it was, like, there's only a few values, so I think it's, I don't know. And there's still 20 to go. Now, let's see how far back I am from Hamilton next time by. We'll see what the gap, actually, that tells me 31.4. I doubt it can go, I mean, maybe with the new tires. Ah, we're loose, actually. And that, what the heck? It's loose in, tight out. Oh my gosh. Don't do it, Musgrave. It's dangerous. Oh wait, you wrecked earlier in the race. Are you ahead of me? Yeah, you are. We watched him wipe out. That was he had a pretty big slide and crash, and he's a full lap ahead of me now. And Bobby Hamilton's not far behind him based on the time gap to him. Yeah, no, I'm not fast enough to catch him. Maybe we should just accelerate this and go on to our Dega stuff. Yeah, I didn't gain any time. Alright, we're dropping out. Earnhardt's winning. Surprise, surprise. He's only won like 13 races this season already in this game. Yeah. So, I mean, there might have been a couple people that would have dropped out, but... Yep. Actually, oh, Earnhardt just crashed. Go back. Go back. Oh yeah, you can't change. Oh, there it is. He crashed out. That was the same spot Musgrave wrecked. Oh, hard hit. Oh, that could have been worse. It was a hard hit though, and he's out. Hot dang! I jinxed him by saying about how many races he won, and now he's done. Oh, Ken Schrader inherits the lead. He was right there, to be fair. Over Martin, Ernie, and Gordon. All right, so Schrader wins. Earnhardt DNFs after leading like the whole race up to that point. We're destroyed. I always think with this paint scheme that line on pit road is like when we have damage. I think it's like, whoa, what happened to this part of the car? But no, it's a line on pit road. Okay, so then, yep, results. We are now 34th in points, though technically that one race we dropped out, we gave up like 50 points, so we should still be 32nd as if it matters. We did win a race, though, for those that think I'm just an abomination here. So yeah, Earnhardt still has 11 wins. Despite a DNF, he still has like almost a 200-point lead, almost a full race on Mark Martin. All right, so Rockingham, next stream, I'm going to do one more thing tonight. Next stream, we're going to do Rockingham, Phoenix, Atlanta, finish out the season, and then I'm going to do a one-race, short race championship, just so I can show you guys what winning a championship looks like in this game and see it for myself. I've never done it in this game. And I'm not, based on how this season went, I'm not doing a full season. We'd be restarting so many times, and we'd have to do custom setups or slower AI or whatever, and it's a lot. I'm not going to do all that. It's not worth it. So, we're going to pop out of the game here for a minute. By the way, this credit music's a jam. You know what? I'm going to let it play while I can do this. So, let me open a new window. So we hop in, and then tracks, Dega. There's a value that should be, I don't think it's that one, but it's the only one that's a 1, and it's a change a 1 to a 0. Let me see a different track first. Yeah, that's, okay, maybe that was it then. Okay. Okay. Let's pop out of that, and I'll just do this because I already have it set up on the shortcut. Oh, hold on. I'm Ned Jarrett. I'm Ned Jarrett from the Paris. This is Nascar Racing. Such a good, oh, I have to recal. I didn't have to do this earlier today, actually. I didn't have any issues. I remembered. And brake in this menu, then gas on this one. Clutch doesn't work or matter. Alright, let's go to Dega. I should have gone the other way. Oh, Texas 97 is one of the tracks in this game that's not in... Well, but we didn't race it, though, because we didn't run that season. But that's one that I downloaded that I ended up not needing then. So, we need... What are all these setups? Maybe Dega had some download files, too, I don't know about. We're going to need longer gears. Taller is, yeah, lower number is longer gear. We'll go to the max. Do a little bit for this one, too, just so the shifting's not crazy. Okay, and first. By the way, if you've never seen the setup screen in this game, this is it's so cool. Like I could be like, oh, give me the suspension and go in the camber, and then all right, here's your camber. Like, how cool is that? All right, let's just hop right. Oh, I didn't crank the AI up. Okay. Wait, did that save the setup? I don't know. It didn't ask. Strength. 20's the max. Let's see if it kept the gears. Oops. Yeah, 2.5 was the fourth. Okay, we're good. Oh god, why is it so loud? Oh, because I cranked it up for the music on the credits. Oh gosh. Watch the AI blow us away here anyway. I hope the plate's off. We'll find out, I guess, together. Alright, maybe I made the gears too long. Probably did. I thought we'd be going that much faster that I'd have to change the gears just all the way. But I have to get third gear way up because we're gonna slog at fourth. How long did I make? Is it okay, it's the long distance. Long enough. Yeah, I don't think the plates are off. I thought it was just changing a 0 to a 1. No, the plates are definitely still on. So that didn't work. What file? I thought it was changing this 1 to a 0, but it's not. Let's see two things here. I want to see what's the same in Daytona. It is that, it should just be that value. That first value by Speedway, changing that 1 to a 0, I think was all it was. Because I want to see what's the same about Dega and Daytona that's different than any other track, and I swear it was just a 1 to a 0, and that's what we changed in the track files. So I don't know. Let's see. That's the same. That's the same for this. Tires don't matter. It's not that. RELS is different. I think that's relative speed or something. This lap's gonna be different. The rain. There's rain values in this game. Wait a sec. Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Save that file. Let's see if I don't know if I need to reload. No, I mean I don't know if I need to exit completely, I'm saying. Oh my god, if rain's a thing, that'd be so funny. I'm sure it's not. That's just a leftover from the IndyCar games. But it'd be funny if they... Oh, man. It'd be funny if they just left that code in there. No. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So then we also had... I mean, it could be something more. I mean, maybe changing that to a high number matters. I mean, I'll try that then. But when to, that's the same. Temps don't matter. Cars is your... Wait, I don't have max pit stalls at... I apparently don't have max cars at Talladega. I don't think that happened during our season. Why do I not remember that? Wait, I know it didn't work. I'm sorry. I'm a dumb. Hold on, let me see. Oops, let me see. Hang on, one more time. Hold on. What tracks do I live near? I'm closest to Pocono, but let me see what this says on the... Dang it. I didn't see that quick enough. I think the version of the game I have it running is not this folder. Actually, I have a way to check that. Hold on. Let's just take this folder and put it here and then see if it's in the game. Because I had multiple, it took me a while to get this set up and I had multiple folders of this game. Yeah, so Texas is still here. So that's why it didn't work, because I was in the wrong folder. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me hide this for a second. We're just gonna do this. So yeah, I'm nearest to Pocono, but I have I went to Dover way more as a kid. But yeah, I've been to Dover. I've been to Martinsville. I've been to Bristol. I've been to Daytona. Obviously Pocono, Charlotte, Darlington, Atlanta, Homestead. I think that's it. I think that's all the tracks I've been to over the years. Let me see something, because I know. Let's see. I'm in that folder and then this folder. Aha. Yeah. Okay. I was editing the wrong files because I forgot I had multiple. Because it took me a while to get one of the installs to work correctly, so I just like was duping the folders and messing around with it. So we're gonna change holiday to 0. I'm gonna put the rain on back on this just to see if it does anything. That'd be so funny. And then let's go back. Yeah, I was using the DOSBox from one folder and using the files from another folder. So, all right, do this. We're going to New Hampshire next month, dude. New Hampshire I've wanted to go to in person. I feel like that'd be a fun one to go to in person. By the way, if you've not been to Pocono, don't go. I live here. I've been to Pocono. You know what? If you're in the area and they rain delay to Monday, go to Pocono because it's free to go on a Monday. It's a little known secret to the local area. They do not charge or check tickets if the race is on Monday because it won't fill up on a work day and they make their money off food at that point. I can't promise that's still true. I just know that was true like a decade ago, if not more recent. Okay. Now, let's see if our gears are what they were, though we should make second a lot longer and make first longer, and then that should be good. Okay, now the plate should be off. We probably still have the AI correct. I know there's a lot of faff, and I'm sorry, but let's see what no plates is like, and if rain does anything. Okay, rain didn't do anything, but let's see what the plates look like. I think of the tracks I haven't been to, obviously North Wilkesboro is going to be high on the list. Any road course. I've never been to a road course, and I know that's a different environment. I'd love to check off the Talladega Infield one year, even though I don't drink and party really, but just to say I've been there, done that, or seen it, or whatever. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, we're definitely without a plate now. We're hauling. We're probably going to slow down for the corners a lot, actually. I didn't think about that. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Slow. No, you know what, dude, I appreciate it, but I don't think I'd be able to travel to that one on this short of notice. I know it's not quite, yeah, it's next month. But yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to. I got too much going on in life and too many days off pre-planned for the rest of the year for important things that I'm not going to go to a NASCAR race at this time of year. Or at this point of this year, I guess I should say. Alright, well, without the plate, we're easily going over 200 here. But our corner speed, without doing a custom setup, our corner speed is... Well, that wasn't too bad. That turned pretty good, but we're brushing off a lot of speed. And you know what? The AI at 120% with no plate? I mean, look at this. This kind of works. If you worked on a setup just a little bit, or maybe not at all, maybe this is fine like it is. I thought I had to slow down for corners. You just full throttle, let the banking do the work. I'm probably gonna kill the right front though. But, maybe not. It's not really. It's only really entry to center that it's sketch at all. Definitely faster than they had down the straightaways though. I could probably, if I shorten the gear, I made the gear too long. If I shorten the gear, we'd probably go a little faster yet. New Hampshire's probably like, I don't know. I went up to the iRacing headquarters when they had an open house, which was a thing, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. They did one open house way early in the days of iRacing, and I went to that and had a great time. I have footage of that on a really crappy camera. Actually, it's on not this YouTube channel. It's on my original YouTube channel that has my real racing stuff. It used to have video game stuff. I have all sorts of things on that channel. But now it's just the real racing stuff is all I upload there. Because I think most of the people that subscribe to that YouTube don't care about my game things and sim things and whatever. So I tried to just make that just real racing and make this one my gaming. And now this one with the Thunder modding stuff has just become like NASCAR games only, even though I play all sorts of stuff. Oh, I thought I was gonna. Whoa! I thought I was gonna 180. Ward, please. Okay, thanks. Go ahead. All right. Well, you know what? We got to do it once. Why not with no plates? It's got to be done. It's got to be done. If you don't do this in any NASCAR game, then you're not trying. You're not, well, not you're not trying, but you're just not, you're not here for fun at that point. The hard part's going to be dodging these guys in the back to get up to speed. Oh wait, it's not going to handle this way. We're not going to get up to the same speed. What am I expecting? I think it's over 4 hours to New Hampshire. The debris everywhere. Oh, you're done. Press escape. Wow. See how many we got. You got a hotel 3 hours away to Homestead? Hot dang. Why would you get so far from the track? Oh, I thought they were going to get Kenny Schrader too. Oh! Was that Morgan Shepherd came out of the infield flying there? All the debris, I love it. Let's see what happens to Morgan. Oh, this is a good angle. Boom! Shot to the left. Bounced off the inside wall. And he's like, alright, I'm good. I got this. Look at this man. Oh, and then Kyle Petty up the road. Destroyed. Well, that was fun. Oh, he just lost the rear is all that happened to him. Full speed. Plunk. DW just gained so many spots. Oh, excuse me. Well, that was fun. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to. Claypool was never at a race. Half your trip was going to be in Orlando to take your fiance to Disney World. Okay, well that makes more sense to have it split up like that. I used to live in Florida. When I went to college, I was in Winter Park, Florida, which is the north side of Orlando, or north of Orlando's center, I guess. Yeah, I went to college there. I went to the Daytona 500 both years that I was there. I got a 4-year degree in 2 years' time, by the way. Like, I have a bachelor's degree, but I was only there 2 years. But I went to Daytona both years. I parked cars or worked the parking lots or whatever, waving people in and stuff for both years I went. Or maybe I just went, you know what, I might have just gone 1 year to both events in Daytona, or I went to just the 500 both years. I don't remember now. All I remember is that I was there for the Mark Martin second place finish in the Army car, and um, it was really disappointing. And I was that year because of the rain delay. We parked cars. It was 5 a.m. when we started, or 4:30 or something. We got up and started, and I did not sit for 10 hours straight. And I didn't realize it till I hit that 10-hour mark, and I finally had a second to sit down. I was like, wait a second, I didn't sit since we started. I was literally like eating lunch out of a shoulder. Like I had a cooler on my shoulder and was eating lunch and drinking while waving cars in and like doing both on my feet the whole time because of the rain delays. We kept getting cars in nonstop, pretty much. And thanks, Kat. Can you not kill the chair? That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. You should come up and say hi to the stream while I'm telling stories. Come here. Ow, don't bite me, you jerk. You little jerk. There's my cat. You want to drive? You get the wheel. You don't care. Don't bite me. You're big meanie. Alright. She does not want to be held right now. She's really sweet when she's not biting, I swear. Watch out, honey. She's in bite mode. No, to finish the story. So I was on my feet for 10 hours straight. Did not sit till I didn't realize how long it was till I sat. And that day I started off, it was snowing the morning of the race. I got a really cool photo on my phone at the time that does not look cool when you look at it. It was a cool moment, but it was an old flip phone. I was so broke. I didn't have anything good on me for pictures. And the sunrise was coming over the track. I was at the time on the front stretch behind the big tower, the big main grandstand. And the sunrise was coming up over the track, so there was like an orange glow, and it was snowing. I'm not joking, it was snowing. And that juxtaposition of the shadow of the big grandstands with the sunrise coming up and the snow falling was like the coolest, most picturesque thing I've ever seen. And I took a photo on my little flip phone, and it did not do anything justice. I think I deleted it after I got home because I realized it was like you couldn't tell anything in it. It was so bad. If I had an actual camera, I guarantee you that picture would have sold to so many people, and it'd be hanging on half of your guys' walls and my wall. If I had an actual quality camera for that, because it was such a perfect photo. But anyway, started in the snow, had layers of coats on. Middle of the day, I'm down to just a t-shirt and jeans, and have the coats over my shoulder. Or maybe I did get a chance to put them back in the car at some point. I don't remember. But work through the whole day, working late because the rain delayed. Finally get to race time. Race is exciting. I don't want to sit in my seat because I can't see if I'm sitting. So I'm like, do I sit? Do I stand? Because my legs are dead at this point. But I think I stood most of the race and sat when I could. And had the disappointing, Mark Martin losing by a couple inches at the line was so disappointing. But it was an overall cool experience. And then I drove all the way back to Orlando directly home after the race because I had class the next day. So there was no dilly-dallying or anything. But I realized when I got back to my car, and I do have a picture of this somewhere. Someone else took a picture for me. Again, on my crappy phone, but you could at least see it again, I guess. I don't know where I have the picture. It's an old picture, obviously, now. But I was sunburnt. I was windburnt. And I was freezing cold. That race got cold again, and I had all my layers on, and I was still shivering as the race was ending. Like, it was so bad. So, like, I had the best time just abusing myself that day in so many ways. Like, if I wasn't working, if I wasn't parking the cars, I probably would have had a better time. But, Papa's growling at the cat. Um, but yeah, no, I had to tell that story. I know I've told it or I've talked about it before, but I had to tell that story while we were on the topic. JC, on the Pocono topic you're mentioning, Pocono being a great track, but the racing product isn't good to watch without binoculars and high seats. 100% agree with you. 100% agree. Um, I've heard the infield experience at Pocono's fun though. If you like to camp out and hang out and just have the race on your TV or MRN and just watch one corner or whatever you can see, like I heard that the infield experience over the weekend is good. I've not done it. I've not done it at any track actually. I've done camping during NASCAR weekends, but at like nearby campgrounds and then sitting in the stands for race time and practice and everything else. Um, but I've not done infield at any race yet. I need to. Um, but, Pocono, in my opinion, especially since they repaved it, I really don't like watching it there. I liked it when it was bumpy and sketchier at certain places. I didn't like that safety wise it was sketchy, but I liked the surface of the track, how much one and two was a roller coaster, how the tunnel turn was just really tough. I think now it's easy. They had a carousel ride there before. I don't remember that at all. Um, I don't know when that was. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've been to a bunch of tracks. I just haven't been to all of them. I think I also. Why do I not remember? I think we went to Talladega once as well. You and What If rode the horse. You're hanging out with all the YouTubers, man. What the heck? I'm jealous. I'd love to hang out with people I raced with or been teammates with or people I know on via the YouTube stuff at some NASCAR races. That'd be fun. We One league I'm in or what was in. I still am in contact with a lot of the people from it, but they almost every year they would go to Dover and have a meetup, and I went to that I think just once. And the funniest story from that, not when I went, but the year prior, I think, um, one of the it was they had a cookout and an invite and whatever at the one guy's house near the track. So not just in the parking lot, but they had before that they had something at this one guy's house. And one of the people who was going to the race through the group chat or whatever got the info to where they were meeting up, but he didn't text anybody to say he was definitely going. He didn't any of that. And he just walks they're in the backyard grilling and hanging out. He just walks into the backyard and walks into this situation and everybody's like, who the heck's this? And he starts talking to them and they still didn't quite recognize his voice right away. But he just walked into it and showed up without confirming that he was even going to be there. So that was hilarious to hear about because they were like, "Who the heck's this guy? Is he part? Do we know him?" Because nobody online racing, you don't know what everybody looks like unless you saw some pictures, and that was just far enough back in the past that like we didn't really have as much on Facebook and whatever. So that was really funny to hear about. What if it was only there because you told him you were going? Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I actually, all right, one more story before I go. I did the Pocono driving experience a year or two before they repaved it, so I got to drive on the bumpy track, which was awesome. It's so freaking cool. Um, at that was it 2008, 9, 10 maybe? Somewhere in that range from 8 to 2008 to 2010. It was somewhere in that range. Um, Whenever it was still the old surface. And when I did that driving experience, I was at the time in the Coke series or well equivalent thereof at iRacing, and some of the people that worked there, some of the younger guys that worked there, recognized my name on the sign-in sheet and introduced themselves. I don't remember who they were. Like I don't remember them saying their names, but they're like, "Oh, you're gonna love this, man! Like, oh, it's so great. You're gonna be surprised how iRacing is versus this, and blah blah blah, and you're gonna do great and blah whatever. And they had nothing but nice things to say. I wish I realized who it was, but I got recognized in person at the driving experience because of iRacing in freaking 2009 ish. Like, it was crazy. How fast did I go? I got to, I think my speed based on the RPM and whatever, I think the highest speed I got was 168 or 172. It was somewhere in that range. But those numbers are standing out to me. It was one of those two. It was 168 or 172. The thing I was mad about, all right, I know I keep saying I'm going. The thing I was mad about with that driving experience, they ask you when you first are there and everybody's there in the group that's doing the driving experience that day, they ask you how experienced you are, how confident you are, what your expectations are, so on and so forth. And I was like, I race for real. I am successful on iRacing. Like, I'm pretty confident. I was the only person there with my own racing suit and my own helmet. Everybody else all just had the rental gear. I brought my own stuff, and so they knew, like, at least I've been in a race car before, not to that level, but something, and competed. So they knew I was more experienced than the group that I was there with, or was there the same day. And what they did is they had one instructor and two people that were doing the driving experience for every group. It was one instructor, two driving experience people. And they told us, your instructor will gauge off of you, off of the lead car. And if you're sticking pretty close to him, he'll pick up the pace. As you do laps, they'll pick up the pace. And they'll try to match you. Well, they decided, after learning how experienced I was, they put me with the least confident, least experienced other driver, and they put him behind the instructor and me last. And it took 2 to 3 laps before they waved me past him. So I did 2 to 3 laps going super slow and like, man, I'm ready to go. And it's only 8 laps. I did 2 to 3 laps super slow before they finally waved me by him. They waved me by him, and then the lead car slowly picks up the pace, and our 8th lap was our fastest, probably. Our last lap was our fastest. But, like, they paired me with the least experienced guy to the point where we pulled away from him so quickly and so much that they had to send another instructor out to pick him up and lead him the rest of the drive. And even he, before and after, was like, I don't know why they paired me with you, like, or had me lead you even. Like, that didn't make sense. So that was super disappointing. I was so mad about that because in my mind, if the instructor in front of me goes in the corner this fast, if he doesn't brake at this point or doesn't lift at this point, I'm not either. However fast they go, I know my car can go. And that was the mindset I went into that driving experience of, I know I can handle it. If he can do it, I can do it. And sure enough, that's what I did. But because we spent so many laps faffing about out of order of what we should have been, like, we were increasing the pace every lap, and even to when we finished, our last lap was our fastest. So I was so pissed off about that. That's my biggest gripe with how the Pocono experience did it. Oh, you guys also were with KG at Chicagoland? That's awesome that you guys all went together, man. I didn't know that. Shoot. Yeah, no, I'm used to the H pattern. I'm used to all that stuff. Like, yeah, I'd have been fine. Actually, the only thing that's weird is my H pattern in my race car, because of where the brackets are and the way the transmission sits versus the car. We had to mount the one backwards for it to fit. So my, like, it's first, second, reverse, and third is my 4 So it doesn't make any sense to what it should be. Or actually, I think it might be 2-1 reverse third. It's, I don't know, something's backwards about it. I forget. I have it written on the dash, so I don't forget when I'm in the car. But and muscle memory at this point. But yeah, mine was all jacked up, so and still is. So that's, I don't know, that's kind of fun. But all right, I'm gonna cut the stream now. I've been telling stories. I hope you guys have enjoyed them. If you stayed this long, kudos. And next week, that's awesome that you get to. Oh, dude, that's great. I didn't know you guys were buds like that. That's congrats on the wedding as well, dude. That's gonna be fun. No, that's cool as hell. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop out of here, and next week we're gonna finish out this season and then run a one race just to see what the championship winning screen's like. Um, Hopefully next week I should be able to stream next Saturday. But yeah, then after that I'm maybe gonna do some Thunder 04 stuff a little bit, and then probably NASCAR 2 eventually. Um, After that, or NASCAR Legends, probably NASCAR 2. After this, I'm itching for NASCAR 2 after playing this, but we'll see. Either way, catch you guys next time. Appreciate everybody tuning in. That was live. You guys are very active in chat tonight. I love that. And anyone that's watching after the fact, appreciate you guys as well. Though you probably long left by